Event alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man D Real coming at you with another Be Real with D Real, where edutainment is what I do. And today I think I am going to edutain about the Masters of Evil. Well, the early history of the Masters of Evil is what this one's going to be about. And if y'all dig this one, I'll do another one. But before I get into what I'm going to get into, I need y'all to do what you always do for me. Comment, like, subscribe, and share the Be Real with D Real page so that when new material comes out, you get it. If you're digging what a brother's shoveling, put some dirt in my bucket. Comment, like, subscribe, and share the page. Now, like I said, a lot of people are probably sitting here wondering, why the hell is D Real doing a video on the Masters of Evil? I'm doing a video on the Masters of Evil for two reasons. They are a group of supervillains, and I feel like people need to be educated on the proper history of supervillain groups. And I'm going to start with the Masters of Evil, and I'm going to do a brief history so that people understand things like originally the Thunderbolts consisted of villains who were formerly in the Masters of Evil. So that's kind of where I want to get to eventually. If y'all are with it and y'all stay with it and y'all go, yeah, D, I'm feeling this, then I'll bring it on up to the modern. Because the Masters of Evil have been headed up by quite a few different people. So you've had quite a few different iterations of the Masters of Evil. But let's get to the tippy top, the beginning of the origin and early history of the Masters of Evil. The Masters of Evil got their start right here in the pages of Avengers number 6, all the way back, I believe, in 1963. On the cover, you can see they consisted of a motley group of villains who consisted of some of the Avengers' greatest foes, Radioactive Man, the Black Knight, the Melter, and Baron Zemo himself. And now this Baron Zemo is the original Baron Zemo from World War II, not his son, who later on goes on to form, or rather, follow in his father's footsteps. Now here's Zemo down in South America, living like a king, like many World War II criminals were said to have done. Look at him, walking on the backs of dark-skinned people. That's a metaphor in and of itself. Then he reads the newspaper that his faithful pilot brings to him. Captain America's back in action. And Zemo, of course, is pissed because he thought Captain America was dead, like most of the world, and therefore vows revenge. He remembers the time when he had that silly sock-looking hood on his head and Captain America burst in to cause problems for him, threw his shield, broke his adhesive X, and his hoodie is forever stuck to his head. So now he's mad and he wants a revenge. So here comes the Black Knight spraying this spray of adhesive X all over the city. Folks getting stuck. Cars getting stuck. Can't go nowhere because adhesive X. And this is all, just like the Black Knight is saying, to bring the Avengers running. And here's the melter. He like, I don't need no damn adhesive X. I'm melting shit. Now, if that ray is hot enough to melt a gun, and shouldn't his hand? Never mind. 1960s. Oh, so he does. He does have adhesive X. Why would you put your hands on it? If it got your feet stuck like that, why would you put your hands on it? Because the 60s. And everybody's doing it, even radioactive, man. I want y'all stuck to everything. I do not see and this is a plot, there's nothing more but to get the Avengers to come out. And that stuff works. They come out in force too. In that inimitable Jack Kirby drawn fashion. And Thor throwing his hammer gets repelled. Have some adhesive X. Every last one of you. My knee, I'm stuck. Everybody's stuck, you know? And notice how deftly Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, avoids getting stuck. Him and Wasp, because she's airborne. And it's the melter. But luckily, Iron Man's here to keep folks from getting melted by the melter. That name, because the 60s. I'm blaming it all on the 60s. And looky there, we're going to yank up a whole chunk of concrete to get away from the Masters of Evil. So this kind of continues on. I mean, why, rather than, I guess Iron Man wasn't powerful enough to pick him up and carry him out of there. So he jumps in a truck and pulls him. Meanwhile, Thor's all like, hey, they need my help. So in order to get these cats up off me, I'm going to spin. You get in the way, the hammer just going to hit you. If you get in the way, the hammer just going to hit you. You know what I'm saying? So, hey. And flying, which is just so impossible to me. But again, y'all know the deal. And he's in the air like, it looks cool. Don't get it twisted. But just, bruh, if it's you're being propelled by the hammer, you in the air, and Iron Man's in the truck. this is hilarious. Eventually, Zemo comes to town. And his boys, he's like, yeah, good job, making everything sticky, fellas. Yeah, see? Meanwhile, they can't get it loose. But the government got some stuff that can loosen it. And it gets loosened. And then it's like, we're thinking about it. On to round 2. We're going to fight. Yep. You know, let's switch foes. That old chestnut. And it works. Thor turns out to be too much for the Black Knight. Giant Man and a radioactive man go at it. Old enemy of Thor, by the way. So Tony Stark is teaming up because they got him outgunned. Oh, your radioactivity is going to power my expansion pack against atomic stuff that encases you in lead, pops out a balloon, and flies you in the air. No comment. Anyway, the melter's melting. Iron Man is about to somehow be having a melted lamppost wrap around him simply because the ray just happened to melt it in exactly that pose. But we knew that wasn't going to happen because Iron Man. and hits the melter with the old fire hydrant trick. And just carries him off like, okay, bad guy dispatched. And Wasp and Giant Man are getting at Zemo with his hypno ray. Got it. We await your commands. Oh wow. Yeah, okay. This is gonna be very cheesy. So let's get to the cheesy conclusion. Cap and Zemo. Zemo and Cap. It is you. Oh, how they sound like they're having a bromance. Oh, Captain America at last. Oh, it is you, Zemo. How I prayed for this moment. Don't sound like they're about to fight, does it? I thought you were dead. That reminds me of Escape from New York. Snake Plissken. Anyway, and they fight. And he's used to Zemo being curses foiled again. But all this time Zemo's been alive, what has he been working on? His arts. He's a karate master, chopping trash cans in half. Gone with your bad self, Heinrich. Ooh. Cap got that look of concern on his face. Oh, Zemo didn't have hands like this during World War II. But he's Captain America, and he's like, look. Thank you, Jack Kirby, for such images. Can't get past my shield, which has a radio transmitter in it. Wonder why that thing never shattered. Anyway, I remember having this speech right here on a calendar in Captain America, giving he's delivering one of them speeches. I still remember how you sneered at democracy, how you called Americans soft, timid, too spoiled to fight for freedom. You mocked free men. You boasted of your contempt for liberty. Feel my grip, Zemo. It's the grip of a free man. Look into my eyes, tyrant. They're the eyes of a man who would die for liberty. The world must never again make the fatal error of mistaking compassion for weakness. And while I live, it won't. Bruh, say less. So, in true villain fashion, we gotta cheat. He's knocked my reflectors off. He grazed him with a bullet. How come he didn't kill him? And Zemo makes his escape. All is well that ends well. The hypno ray is reversed. The heroes get the adhesive X. And they're like, we're going to get at him. But you know what ended up happening? We didn't see Zemo again for like 9 issues. But when he did come back, he came back snapping and capping in issue 15. And not only did he have his squad, I guess he couldn't get the radioactive man. So he's like, I'm going to do you a little better. I got the Enchantress and Executioner as guardians. So the odds are kind of even, well, numerically anyway. And so we go into this one with now by my hand shall perish a villain. Okay. Long story short, we got to get down for the get down because we're the Avengers. Zemo's back and he's ready to get it in with his strange, very strange color scheme. Looking like an evil Kirby. So Rick gets kidnapped. Thor and Iron Man try to prevent the kidnap. Boom! They get blown away, literally. But Giant Man catches them both. Now, while the Avengers are engaged fighting the Masters of Evil, Cap takes this opportunity to go after Rick and rescue him. The heroes and the bad guys finally square off. Like Giant Man says, showdown at last. Meanwhile, Cap's saving Rick, and he's here for justice. And Zemo's got his ray gun. And Cap's got his shield. And Cap hits a rock, and they're like, Captain America's tripping. Let's kill him. Now, my question is this. He draws down on Cap. Did Cap do that to blind him purposely? Because it's not him shooting. It's read up top. It says, before Zemo's finger can squeeze the trigger, Cap tilts his glittering shield so that the sun's rays catch it at just the right angle, blinding his foe. And he says, I can't see. And he says, but I can. And now, Zemo shoots in the air, calculated risk, hits some rocks, causes a rock slide. And Cap's like, don't worry, my shield will save me. Don't worry, you can rest easy now, Bucky. Your death has been avenged. Captain America killed Zemo on purpose. The end. And that is the first iteration of the Masters of Evil. If you want to see the second iteration of the Masters of Evil, tune in for the next video. I'll be coming at y'all with another one of them other ones. And until I do, y'all be good. Be good to each other.